There are times in life when it feels like circumstances are slowly eroding your confidence, undermining your happiness, health, and sense of self. This is not a sign of weakness, but a quiet signal that change is necessary. Perhaps you are stuck in a relationship where respect has been lost, in a job that is draining you, or in a cycle of commitments that are straining you of energy. Today we talk about why leaving is sometimes not just a choice, but an act of courage and self-respect. We look at how the philosophy of Stoicism can help you make difficult decisions to achieve personal growth and live in harmony with your values. Respect is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship, whether personal or professional. When it begins to fade, it is felt in literally everything. For example, your ideas are ignored at work, a partner interrupts you in a conversation, friends systematically disregard your boundaries. At first glance, these may seem like small things, but over time these situations accumulate, leaving you feeling invisible and insignificant. It is like standing on a shaky foundation that is about to collapse. Stoic philosophy teaches that our self-worth should not be influenced by the actions or opinions of others. However, it is difficult to maintain internal balance when disrespect reigns around you. At work, this can take the form of underestimating your efforts, taking credit for your hard work from others. In personal relationships, it can look like constant criticism, neglect of your feelings and desires. In these situations, deciding to leave is not escapism or weakness. It is a bold move stating, "I am worthy of more." By leaving, you are protecting your emotional health and setting the stage for new opportunities based on respect and support. This decision requires inner strength, a realization of your values. By making it, you are showing yourself and others that you will not tolerate a relationship that destroys you. Control of the situation. Stoics remind us to focus on what we have the power to change. You can't force others to respect you, but you can control your reactions. Deciding to leave an environment where you are not valued is an act of self-preservation and a statement of your worth. For every minute you spend in a devaluing environment, you lose time that could be spent building respectful relationships. Caregiving allows you to protect your emotional well-being, make room for positive change, attract people and opportunities into your life that align with your values. The decision to leave a situation where you don't feel respected can be difficult. It requires courage and a willingness to face change. But this step is not just a move away from negativity. It is a movement toward personal growth and creating a life where you are valued and respected. Respect is the foundation of all meaningful interactions. When you encounter a lack of it, it is important to remember, focus on what you can control. Have the courage to walk away from a toxic situation. Your self-esteem and sanity are worth the step. Health is the foundation upon which all of our lives are built. If you find yourself in a situation that is having a devastating effect on your physical or mental well-being, it is a clear sign that it is time to make a change. We often accept stress, anxiety, and physical tension as an inevitable part of life. However, when these conditions become chronic, they cannot be ignored. They are red flags that require your attention. At work, this can manifest itself in the form of long hours of labor beyond your capacity, constant pressure, a toxic work environment. This state of affairs can lead to burnout, insomnia, or serious illnesses, including high blood pressure. The Stoics believed in balance and moderation, reminding us that overexertion goes against these principles. Equally dangerous are personal relationships that wreak havoc on your mental health. Constant conflict, neglect, or emotional abuse takes a huge toll on your inner world. The consequences can be anxiety, depression, feelings of hopelessness. The Stoics emphasized the importance of inner peace and advised avoiding those who violate it. Leaving a toxic relationship is not a defeat, but an act of self-defense. It allows you to regain your peace of mind and emotional balance. Physical well-being is just as important. You may be continuing activities that are damaging to your body, or you may not be able to give up bad habits that are destroying you from the inside out. For example, sports that the body can no longer tolerate, a regimen that wears out the body. Ignoring your body as signals can lead to serious consequences. Living in harmony with nature, as the Stoics taught, means taking care of your body, respecting its limits, and responding to warning signs in a timely manner. Making the decision to leave a situation that threatens your health is a demonstration of maturity and respect for yourself. It means recognizing that your well-being is above external circumstances and pressures. By putting your health first, you open doors for recovery and growth. Create space for healing. Empower yourself to lead a balanced and satisfying life. This could be a new job that honors your personal balance, or a supportive relationship that promotes your well-being. Health is not something you can risk. It is the foundation on which your quality of life depends. Your values are the guideposts that guide your actions and decisions. They reflect who you are and what is important to you. When circumstances force you to compromise these principles, it can cause intense internal conflict. Such inconsistency manifests itself at work, where you are asked to do things that go against your beliefs. In relationships that require you to give up your moral principles. Living a life that conflicts with your values leads to a deep sense of dissatisfaction and anxiety. The Stoics believed that true happiness is achieved when your actions align with your inner beliefs. Standing up for your values is the path to a harmonious life where you can feel whole and confident in your decisions. Recognizing a situation that causes you to betray yourself and deciding to walk away is a step towards a life of honesty and respect for your beliefs. Your health, values, and respect for yourself are three fundamental aspects that cannot be compromised. Leaving an environment that is destructive to your spirit, body, or beliefs is not weakness, but an act of courage. By putting your well-being first, you free yourself from toxicity, create opportunities for growth, give yourself a chance to live in alignment with your true values. The Stoics taught us to protect our inner peace. Remember, walking away from what harms you is an act of strength, wisdom, and self-love. A job that requires you to compromise your morals or act unethically destroys your inner integrity. Every time you make such a compromise, you lose touch with yourself, feeling discomfort and inner resistance. Stoics such as Marcus Aurelius and Seneca emphasized the importance of maintaining virtue and being true to one's beliefs. They saw this as the foundation for a meaningful and fulfilling life. If your job requires you to compromise your principles, it as a clear signal that it may be time to quit. Such compromises can be just as destructive in personal relationships. Being with those who don't share your views or disregard your values leads to inner conflict and heartache. Over time, it can destroy your sense of self-worth. Stoics urge us to choose our surroundings carefully, emphasizing that the people we spend time with have a profound effect on our character. If your relationships conflict with your beliefs, it is important to reevaluate them and possibly leave in order to maintain your integrity. Deciding to leave a situation that requires compromising your values is not a weakness, but a strength. It is a demonstration of commitment to your principles and a willingness to live authentically without putting comfort or external approval above your integrity. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of following your nature and standing firm in your virtues. By acting in this way, you will find the inner peace and harmony so important to your overall well-being. Imagine how much stronger and freer you will feel when you live in full alignment with your beliefs. By making decisions that reflect your principles, you build self-esteem and confidence. You become a trusted person because you are guided not by convenience, but by faithfulness to your ideals. Such integrity, as the Stoics argued, is the key to true happiness. Even small concessions to your principles can have an accumulative effect. Each time you go against yourself, doing it again becomes easier, which gradually distances you from your true self. Deciding to give up in a situation where your values are being questioned is a statement of who you are and what you stand for. It inspires others to follow your example as well, creating a wave of positive change. When you stop evolving, there is a feeling of stagnation and dissatisfaction. Each day seems to repeat the previous day, lacking novelty and forward motion. The Stoics saw life as a journey of constant growth and the pursuit of wisdom. If your life is no longer making progress, it is a clear sign that it is time for a change. Maybe your job once brought you joy, inspiration, and a sense of growth, but over time, it has become a chore with no new challenges, opportunities for learning or advancement. This feeling of stagnation can lead to boredom and dissatisfaction. Stoics advise striving for excellence in what we do and finding opportunities for growth. If your work no longer inspires you, it may be time to look for something new that will reignite your enthusiasm. Lack of growth in personal relationships can also be a significant problem. Relationships should be dynamic, helping partners grow and become the best version of themselves. If your relationship has become monotonous, repetitive, and lacking inspiration, this is a reason to reevaluate it. It may be time to talk about change or even let go of those connections that no longer contribute to your growth. Even your hobbies and personal pastimes need to be revisited. If an activity that once brought you joy is no longer inspiring, it is a signal that you should seek new sources of energy and interest. The Stoics emphasized the importance of constant self-improvement and the search for new knowledge. Life is a process of continuous learning, and if we stop developing, we lose touch with its meaning. Recognizing stagnation in any area of life is a chance for growth. It is an invitation to re-examine your goals, priorities, and surroundings. Walking away from what no longer serves you is a powerful act of self-development and self-respect. Whether it asks your career, relationships, or personal hobbies, your ability to change and strive to do better is the key to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. The Stoics reminded us, real strength lies in moving forward while maintaining inner harmony and staying true to your principles. When you feel like you've stopped evolving, it asks a sign that you need to find new ways to learn and grow personally. The Stoics considered the pursuit of knowledge to be a key virtue and emphasized the importance of constantly seeking experiences that inspire and challenge. Leaving a situation where there is no room for growth is an expression of wisdom and respect for one's potential. The Stoics reminded us that time is limited and should be used wisely, constantly working on ourselves and expanding our understanding of the world. Imagine the joy and fulfillment that comes when you continually evolve. By overcoming the familiar and stepping out of your comfort zone, you learn new skills, find fresh perspectives on life, and become more resilient. Continuous growth improves not only your professional and personal life, but also your overall well-being. The Stoics believed that true fulfillment comes from living a life consistent with our nature, which involves a desire to learn and improve. Growth often requires giving up what is familiar and comfortable. It can be a scary step, but it is necessary to reach your potential. The Stoics taught that only through discomfort and overcoming challenges can we become stronger. Embracing change and seeking new challenges builds your resilience and strength. This willingness to learn and grow shows that you are ready to live a full and meaningful life. We have all experienced a situation where our efforts are not appreciated. You invest time, energy, and care into a job, relationship, or friendship, but in return you encounter indifference. This feeling of invisibility can be incredibly frustrating. At work, it can manifest as a lack of appreciation for extra effort. Your accomplishments are taken for granted, which eventually leads to burnout. In personal relationships, this kind of thing can be even more painful. You are constantly taking initiative, supporting and sacrificing your interests for others, but your gestures go unanswered. Over time, this creates resentment and emotional exhaustion. It asks not about seeking praise, but the importance of mutual respect and recognition. Deciding to leave an environment where your efforts are not noticed is about showing respect for yourself. It asks not about being selfish, but about recognizing your value and refusing to put up with a situation where you are not appreciated. The Stoics taught us not to seek external approval, but also emphasized the importance of avoiding environments that systematically undermine our self-esteem. When your efforts go unnoticed in the long run, it slowly erodes self-esteem and causes feelings of dissatisfaction. The Stoics encouraged us to always act in accordance with principles and values, even if it requires difficult decisions. Put your well-being above your usual comfort. Imagine how life-changing it is when you are surrounded by people and situations that respect and appreciate your efforts. This helps boost morale and creates space to develop relationships built on mutual respect. The Stoics reminded us that our dignity is innate and should not be defined by others. Sometimes we stay in situations that no longer suit us, purely because of guilt or obligation. For example, a job that doesn't bring you joy, but you're afraid of letting your coworkers down or disappointing your boss. Staying in this position because of pressure from others can lead to emotional and professional burnout. The Stoics advised making decisions in alignment with your values rather than the expectations of others. Leaving such a situation is not selfishness, but an act of self-respect. It frees you up for new opportunities that bring joy and fulfillment. The sense of duty in a relationship can be even stronger. You may stay in a friendship or romantic union feeling obligated to ensure the other person's happiness. But if the relationship becomes unhealthy or does not bring joy, staying only because of guilt is unfair to yourself or your partner. The Stoics taught that true relationships should be built on voluntary commitment and mutual respect, not on a sense of obligation. Leaving a relationship that no longer supports you helps create space for healthier and more harmonious connections. Making decisions based on your values brings a sense of freedom. Letting go of guilt-imposed obligations opens the door to a more meaningful and satisfying life. The Stoics reminded us that true harmony is achieved through honesty with ourselves and others. These choices can be difficult, but they lead to inner peace and greater authenticity. Trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. If it is broken, it becomes extremely difficult to restore the dynamic. Deception, betrayal, or dishonesty inflict deep wounds and change the nature of interactions. The Stoics emphasized the importance of honesty and integrity. When trust is broken, it signals that there has been a major change in the relationship. Imagine that a close friend is spreading false rumors, or that a partner is being unfaithful. These actions are not only painful, but also disrupt the ability to communicate openly and honestly. In a professional setting, loss of trust can manifest itself in the form of a colleague taking credit for a colleague's actions or management failing to fulfill promises. This undermines confidence and creates a toxic atmosphere. If trust is undermined, it often signals the need to leave. This does not mean avoiding complexity, but rather protecting emotional and mental health. The constant doubt and anxiety that arise in these situations can seriously affect your well-being. The Stoics taught that authentic living is only possible in an atmosphere of honesty and trust. If trust cannot be rebuilt, leaving becomes a necessary step to protect your inner peace and integrity. When trust is undermined, you may constantly question the actions and motives of the other person. This can be incredibly debilitating. Prominent Stoics taught that our peace of mind should not be sacrificed for the sake of maintaining a relationship that is no longer beneficial. Imagine the relief that comes with the decision to leave a situation where trust has been broken. Leaving opens the door to a new, healthier relationship based on mutual respect. It is also an act of self-respect and an indicator of the standards you hold yourself to. Leaving a relationship where trust has been broken can be extremely difficult. It often involves difficult conversations and realizing the loss of meaningful connections. However, your well-being and personal integrity should always remain a priority. The Stoics taught to accept difficulties with courage and wisdom, realizing that the virtuous path is rarely easy. Sometimes, in order to preserve yourself, you need to let go of those who no longer share your values. One of the most difficult moments in life is realizing that you have lost touch with yourself. This can happen in relationships where you constantly put the wants and needs of others above your own, sacrificing your own values. Over time, this leads to a loss of identity. In a career, this feeling can occur if you focus solely on external success, forgetting your real goals and motivations. Your role may look impressive on paper, but in reality leave you feeling empty. The Stoics advised regular reflection on your true values and interests to maintain harmony between your inner self and external actions. This includes choosing roles and environments that foster your growth and allow you to be authentic. Even in your friendships and social circles, it is important to connect with those whose values and interests align with yours. As Seneca advised, true relationships are based on mutual respect and shared principles. The process of returning to your roots can be difficult. It may involve giving up relationships that were once important but are now no longer in alignment with yourself. However, it is a necessary step in order to live in harmony with yourself. The Stoics emphasized the importance of being honest with yourself. This is the only way to find true wholeness and fulfillment. There are times when you have done your best, but the situation remains unchanged. This can be in relationships, work, or personal projects. Such a moment is draining, but it can also be a signal that you need to let go of the situation. In a relationship, it can manifest itself in constant attempts to fix or improve the situation that fail to produce results. If efforts go unanswered, continuing can cause even more damage. The Stoics taught that wisdom lies in the ability to recognize one's limitations. Leaving a situation that is no longer beneficial is not a defeat. It is a step toward releasing frustrations and beginning a new path. Recognizing your limits allows you to redirect your energy into areas